Hi, I'm Christopher Walker with Closely Observed English, and today I'm in a bit of pain. Now here's how it happened. I went to the gym yesterday and I was doing the bicep curl, going like this with the weights, and I kind of overdid it. I was using 10 kilogram dumbbells. I know, right? It's a lot. The other guys at the gym, they looked at me with their eyes bulging like, what are you doing? 10 kilograms? Are you crazy, man? Your arms are going to break. They didn't break. I was able to do my reps. But today I'm suffering, and the thing that I'm suffering from is called DOMS. Now, DOMS stands for Delayed Onset Muscle Soreness. So when I was exercising, I didn't feel the pain. I felt what they call the burn that Arnold Schwarzenegger talks about. I did feel a little bit like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the gym, it has to be said. But today I don't feel so fantastic. If you notice, the camera is moving quite a bit. It's because my arms are just too tired and they hurt. It's a slight soreness that's crept in. And that's the DOMS for you. So DOMS, Delayed Onset Muscle Soreness. This is an example of an acronym. Acronyms are quite common in English. We have, for example, one of the oldest acronyms in English is RADAR, and most people don't know what the letters stand for, in fact, but it stands for radio detection and ranging. So this is where you can detect if there is something and how far away it is by using radio signals that you send out, and they bounce back off that thing. So that's radar. Other acronyms include things like Nato. NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So we have a lot of words in English that are composed of letters, and the letters stand for different things. These are acronyms. And a lot of the time, if you find a word that has the appearance of an acronym, it might be that. But be careful. Words from before the First World War were probably not acronyms. There's a very commonly held belief that the word posh, which means, very kind of rich and, I went to Eton. And posh stands for port out, starboard home. The idea is that on the expensive cruises between Liverpool and New York, if you were on the left-hand side on the way out, you had the best view, the best sun coming through the windows, and then likewise the starboard or right side coming back, you'd get the best view. So they said port out, starboard home, posh. That's what it is. But that's an example of what we call a folk etymology. So it's not a real thing. There's no proof that it ever happened. It's what people like to think is the origin of the word. Ow! DOMS! But it isn't. So those are acronyms. One of my favourite ones, because it's pretty cool, is Scuba. Do you know what Scuba stands for? I'm going to let you guess this one. Put an idea in the comment below. And in a minute, I'm going to tell you about abbreviations. But I'm going to have to put down the gimbal first because my arm really hurts. So I'll come back in a second. So I've relocated to a table just outside Proper Coffee. You can see that behind me just there. It's my favourite cafe here in Bielsko. I say favourite, I love several cafes. They feel like a second home to me, but Proper's the one that I come to most often because it's on my way to work, and it opens at 8, so that's perfect. And on a day like today, when I'm suffering from the DOMS and I have that kind of pain in my arms, it's quite nice to come here and relax for 20 minutes or so before going off to school. It's good. But the other reason that I came here is to show you this. Now, I'm not going to do any matrix, there is no spoon kind of thing, but what is this? This is a teaspoon. Now, if you like cooking or baking, you've probably seen lots of recipes that specify the use of an ingredient measured in teaspoons. Maybe some sugar, maybe a bit of salt, for example. They tell you how much, and they say in the recipe TSP. That means teaspoon. So TSP is not an acronym because the T, S and P don't actually signify something. They don't stand in the place of another word. Instead, this is an example of an abbreviation. Now, some people would say that all acronyms are abbreviations, and I think I would agree with that. When you take a long thing and you shorten it, you abbreviate. So that's the verb we're using, to abbreviate. So if you abbreviate the word, what would it be? Well, if you abbreviate the expression delayed onset muscular soreness, then you get DOMS. You're abbreviating, it's an abbreviation, but we call it an acronym because we take the initial letters, put them together. In a recipe, when you see TSP, that would just be an abbreviation. So that's what we do then. We shorten these things. What are some of the most common abbreviations that you know? If this is TSP for teaspoon, what does TBSP stand for in a recipe? If you have an idea, write it in the comments below and I'll tell you if you're right or not. So that's my little lesson for you today on acronyms and abbreviation. Be careful when you're at the gym. Don't overdo it like I did. Don't, hit the weights too hard because you'll suffer the DOMS. Be sure of that. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps me get more people looking at the video because you know how YouTube works. The more people like a video, the more people will watch the video. The more people who watch the video, the more people who like it. It goes round and round and round. And until next time, thank you very much. Don't forget to leave a comment below in answer to those questions. Okay, bye-bye.